Let's get into the war. Let's not keep these fans waiting any longer. It's John up against Tacticad. Maybe that means I don't know.
We're seeing SSG John coming in with a Sui Lalo, and I believe I heard it before where Echoes talked about SSG John, and he said that he really loves doing those Lalo attacks, and we're going to see him coming in, sending the queen in, and take note that the clan castle is pretty far away from the town hall, so he's not going to pull this out with the queen, so it's a very safe entry right down here.
Yep, he's going to be starting things off, looking to set up that funnel. And of course, with this Sui Lalo, your heroes, they're not meant to last forever. They're meant to go in, do a ton of damage, set the funnel, line everything up for the rest of your troops and try and do as much as they can. Of course, this base is an anti-3-star. It is designed to give up that town hall early, sort of bait you in over onto that side. And then, of course, the rest of the defenses are stacked over towards the other side in the core, defending these key things like the scatter shot, the eagle, the infernos. And you can kind of see that, we call it Bermuda Triangle, sort of in the middle between these three single target infernos. Oh, actually, one multi over to the other side. Wow. So keeping an eye on. Interesting decision there, actually.
Yeah, very interesting. There was a ground skeleton trap there that typically you tend to see next to the Inferno Towers, but there is a multi over at 9 o'clock, so that's going to be interesting. Out comes the Clan Castle, which is a bunch of archers here. Tornado trap as well, spinning a lot of the troops around, flying his way around there. Pops the Grand Warden Children's Home super early, but here comes the blimp. That's going to fly into the multi near the queen. Hopefully that can take down the queen. Drops the freeze as well with the dragon coming out.
Sweeper.
He already burned the Word Eternal.
The sweeper.
Look at that.
Oh, boy. That may not have been the most ideal situation right there. Those balloons were pushed right on back, totally reset, but the haste spells pushing the rest of them in onto the center of the core. Not looking too bad. Could be a lot worse. The Eagle did get one last barrage off before it went down. So those balloons. Yeah, there are a lot of balloons still alive. Oh, my goodness.
Look at this hit here. He still has a haste spell to use. Beautiful identification. Just perfectly pushed those balloons right through the base with the blimp taking out the queen with that dragon in it. And with 45 seconds, so much swag troops. I mean, he's going to use these troops in the next attack. Beautiful hit here. Man, wow.
John can't go wrong. I mean, yeah, he is known for his air attacks. Excellent. Yes, probably that's why. I would say that's why. And look, I'm pretty sure like every war we've seen so far today has started with a 3-star. So this is just like keeping up with the trend. So I'm not really surprised. But SSG doing what SSG does best now. AintNobody are going to need to retaliate in kind. The pressure is on them. It's this back and forth game of tic-tac-toe. And who can be the one with the most 3-stars at the end? That's always the question. It is Devin seeing if they can do just that.
Devin coming in with the drag bat. We have some isolated single target infernos on the left and right side. Sweepers are pointing to the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock positions. It's basically looking like a symmetrical base here. And we have, where's he going to drop this queen? Right behind this king here with one super wall breaker. What? Oh, but let's take a look at this clan castle all the way at 12 o'clock. So nowhere close to pulling this out with this Sui hero value. Can he get to this eagle? It's looking pretty good, unless this single locks onto the royal champ. No, those are barbarians. No. Oh, wow.
Oh, that clutch king ability. That was actually huge. Yeah. And now, so what's great about this is you want to get down, actually right around here for your royal champion, before you do use that Seeking Shield ability. Basically get her down almost to 0 HP. The lifesteal on that is going to bring you up quite a bit. But the tandem usage there of those hero abilities, and now, of course, with the queen popping the royal cloak to get that additional DPS, this is actually huge. Royal Champion is going in almost to the Town Hall. Didn't actually activate it, though, which is kind of nice at this point, because this is going to give a little bit of extra additional time for these troops to push in without taking that Giga Inferno damage. That is assuming they don't hit that 50% margin before that happens.
Wow, look, he dropped the one balloon down the Archer Tower while that Ice Golem was tanking it. Beautiful identification there, but look at the OP Sui value from this, and he's going to be able to, and look at the Queen is still alive, but the Queen might pull out a Lava Hound. Look at that, going to take the town all there. There's coming the bats. What a beautiful, oh, this is looking wrecked. This is looking beautiful here.
Oh, and the free spell is being used perfectly. The bat wave coming in on the bottom side is going to take down that Inferno Tower. No problem. No questions asked. The defending Kings just chilling up at the top being like, I'm trying to be useful. And exactly none of that's happening. Additional freezes are going to be going in. One more, of course, to layer up on that wizard tower.
Yep.
Needs to deny the AoE splash damage. Perfect uses there. Not getting out a single blast. Can the... Oh, they do. Oh, my goodness. Devin played that perfectly. That value all day long.
Oh, man. The dragons got picked off by that queen, but they should be able to take the queen down. They do. He's got a minute left. Going to drop the balloon for cleanup. Finds a seeking air mine. Oh, no, but there's a ton of storages left. That's the worst thing for bats. Oh,
this looks so good. I was getting so hyped, Carbon Fin. I was maybe getting a little ahead of myself.
Oh, wow. They're going to take forever on storages, though. That's the problem. All the dragons got picked off. He doesn't have a wizard, or if he only had some goblins to use. Oh, this could have definitely been a 3-star, but I think it's just going to be time. He's not going to be on his side here. Look at all these storages.
I want to believe, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm thinking like 95% or above. This is going to be so close. Carbon Fin, this is heartbreaking for AintNobody. Oh, no, especially with that air bomb coming in. That's going to be, oh, my goodness. So close.
The time fail. I mean, Devin, unfortunately, going to fall short right here. That was looking beautifully, but unfortunately didn't have the cleanup for those storages there. If he just had some goblins or like some wizards, I mean, goblins just would have shredded through those storages. Fall short there. I mean, 95% to answer the triple. It could have been just triple to triple, and it just would have been, oh, man, so close. Very nice try.
That one's a little bit heartbreaking too, because it was so close. It was an inch away from just perfection there. But AintNobody. Still, here's the thing. That's 95%. So if they are able to answer with the triple, like the next attack or two, they can continue keeping up this high percentage. They are going to be really close still to SSG. It's not like that was a 75%, 2-star. This is looking really good for them still. So let's see what Space Station Gaming can do to answer. Of course, it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Jethro of SSG, taking on the base of Ledo, Limited Liability Corporation. And an interesting base here. These symmetrical bases, visually, I love them, but we have seen them struggle on occasion.
Yeah, we're going to see the queen charging straight into the single target Inferno. Going to be able to get through here, and she can grab the single, the clan castle, enemy queen, the scatter, the royal champion. If she jumps over the wall there, that's a lot of value. You're going to have to freeze. There it is, the nice freeze spell. But this is a ton of value for the queen, but he does have one more super wall break. Is he going to use it up on the air defense up top? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's going to have to use a second freeze through this. Watch out. It depends if the queen goes for the single. Should. And now hopefully he can keep her alive.
I think he should be okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe with these defending... Oh, the CC coming out, this is going to be a little bit dicey. He's going to have to drop the poison. There it is. I think the queen should be okay through this. He still has the royal cloak as an absolute backup, but this is just going to take so long. He's had to use all 3 of his rage spells now. And here we go. Carbon Fin, the queen needs to stay alive, trying to get the maximum value. As we do see the rest of the hybrid moving on through towards the bottom. The funnel has been set. The hogs are going in, but the miners need to activate this town hall, and there they go.
Yeah, they activated Town Hall, pops that Grand War Internal Tome. The queen took out the enemy queen there and still has her ability intact and a super wall breaker to drop somewhere. He's moving his way through the core. This is looking pretty solid. Still has the RC ability. Got through the... Oh, there's the scatter shot. Going to get through it. It's looking pretty solid for Jethro.
Nice use of these heal spells, and still has 2 hero abilities, but oh man, this Eagle Artillery needs to go down. It needs to be denied. Finally, the miners have gone in. They're taking the splash damage from the wizard towers, but I think it's still going to be okay. The giant bomb doing decent damage to the hogs, but there is still enough left in the tank. I believe with the RC ability going in, the lifesteal from that Seeking Shield, and the Grand Warden here to back her up, I think this is looking pretty good. A minute still left on the clock. Not a whole lot of troops left, but they do damage, Carbon Fin.
Oh, yeah, that Royal Champion's going to be able to take the cannon. Queen's got her ability, and this is looking like a 3-star with some more miners moving up and around this base with the Grand Warden to help assist. Really beautiful attack. Jethro breaking this base down. Queen on one side. Then the Siege Barracks came down south to set that funnel to send the hybrid straight into the core. And that's why the hybrid's being used so much right now, because it's a very safe attack. It's the meta attack, and the miners, those hogs, work so well together with the Raw Champion, and especially with the Super Wall Breaker nowadays. You can just save onto a free spell. You can save the extra spell slot to get that queen even further into a base. Beautiful job, and that's showing you why that is the meta right now.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot of time. We look back in the history of Clash of Clans. I think, I guess, back to like P.E.K.K.A. Bobat and some of these other strategies that we're like, that's the attack. This is like the standard. This is what we always fall back to. I feel like Hybrid has even taken that to the next level. It feels like the refinement the community has done on Hybrid. It feels so good to do right now. The combination of the miners, the combination of the hogs. I'm not saying that I was like, what if you use both back in like season 2? Not saying I suggested it like years and years ago. And now it's popular. Anyway, let's go on to this next one. I'm not going to take it. That's definitely not. But I'm just saying. AintNobody is now back up to the plate. It is Ledo we just saw on defense, and now on the attack, facing down the base of John. And again, one of these anti-threes once again, but instantly finds the Tesla farm. This is actually pretty useful here.
Finds the Tesla farm. I'm going to drop the Ice Golem, roll a champion probably down here to try to take her down. Nope, going to send the king instead because the Ice Golem is going to die super quick. But the biggest thing that I'm looking for is the enemy queen. He's got nothing to kill the queen except the blimp. So what is he going to be using? The blimp and a dragon's going to help take this. Oh, wait a second. No, the queen. He's going to Sui the queen in behind this king to take her down. And he's going to Lalo around. Okay, I didn't see that he was going to break into this. Now the whole plan's changing. Because when I do Sui Lalo, I have to look at where the enemy world champion and the enemy queen are. You have to figure out a way to kill both of them. Otherwise, your raid will not be able to work. But wait.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's it. No.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Not getting both. Not getting both scatter shots and the queen. This is looking not like the most ideal Sui opening here for Ledo. Not out of this yet by any stretch, but this is definitely going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, he finds the Tornado Traps, gets spun around, pops the Grand War Internal Tome here, and this blimp is probably going to have some sneaky goblins and maybe a Lava Hound. Well, maybe not a Lava Hound. Yeah, it's going to be some balloons and a dragon, because that if he had a sneaky goblins, whatever's inside of here, maybe a lava ice golems that would have get lured out. Plus, there's a little gap right there that could have found a giant bomb. Could have been a little dangerous, but nonetheless, he's flying around. He's got to look at this. Imagine if that enemy queen was down. Oh, man, how unfortunate. He drops the final haste there, and that queen's just going to pick these balloons off one by one.
This is just going to be the slow, inexorable call to the grave. This attack just gets whittled down. Ledo, oh, man. The opening salvo, the opening portion of that attack, just not having the most success and not being able to set up a successful finish here. I mean, the minions are going to clean up a decent amount of these trash structures on the outside. It's still going to be a decent hit in terms of percentage. Like, I appreciate what Ledo was going for here. It just didn't quite come together. It just collapsed a little bit in the execution. We're still going to see like an 85% plus attack. Like, it's still going to be good. But again, they're facing down 2 triples, Carbon Fit. They need to get some triples.
They do, absolutely. They need the triples to make their way and get that comeback, because this is the lower bracket. If you lose any of these matches down here, you are eliminated. They worked so hard to get to this point, and I mean, the smallest mistakes will cost you. And only the best clans are going to have their chance to advance into the finals there. But unfortunately, imagine if that queen was able to get the enemy queen, that scatter shot. It got so much value. He would have been able to fly through the rest of the base and with no worries. Man, it's just so unfortunate there.
And I love that we're at the point. I love, and I mean this truly. I love that we're at the point in competitive Clash of Clans that we're lamenting 95 and 89% 2 stars. Oh, it could have been so good. And it's like, bro, that's a sick attack. That is a great attack, but you can't be good or great or excellent. I said this before. It needs to be perfect. I need 100%, because Spacestation Gaming is running away with it right now. They have 2 back-to-back triples. Maybe they'll make it a third. Let's find out. Let's get into this next attack. AintNobody on the back step right now. They need to hope that Ghost goes and haunts some other building, doesn't show up today, because this is looking good for SSG.
Oh, yeah, we're having Ghost coming in with the drag bat. Going to send the Royal Champion up top at 12, and this base looks super. I think I've hit this base. Maybe it's a common legend base here. He's going to charge in from the opposite side, and he's got the Town Hall down south, but I'm going to be questioning what's in this CC. I think typically a Lava Hound's put inside of here, but you never know on a base like this. But Sweepers are pointing in both directions, so he's going to have to try to charge his way through.
Gonna have to be some brute force involved in this one. Another air attack coming in. So you need to be one of the favorites right now from SSG, but they've again shown that they can pretty much do anything at this point. And that's one of the things too, and it's something we don't talk about as I think as much as we should, honestly, Carbon Fin, is the idea that if you have an attack, this is a team game. You plan these bases, you plan these attacks, you've got spotters, you do this together. One person's pressing the buttons, but you do this as a squad. If you have one person on your team, maybe somebody like John, who is just an ungodly good air attacker, that knowledge, that accumulated experience builds up with the rest of the team as well, and you can pass that on to the rest of your squad, because we're seeing it now. This air attack's looking solid. Look at how far, with the 4 additional seconds from that Eternal Tome, that blimp got all the way to the Town Hall. That was sick, using just the very edge of that Grand Warden ability to get it all the way in. And now the bats are here. The Dragons are going to tank for them. Go. Ooh. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon.
Seeking air mine, and the Dragons, where are they going? They went all the way up and around. Now they got locked down. Yes, and the bats are going to get wiped. Oh, no. And the Lava Hound distracted. I don't know how the Dragons went there. They were supposed to go into the core, but unfortunately, they just passed up and around, and the Warden got picked off. Wow.
It looked so good. It looked so good. That was like, if the Dragons had just gone in towards the center, they tank for the Grand Warden, they stay alive a little longer, the bats come into the outside, the freeze works, and this could have been even potentially a triple. But now we're looking at barely scraping 70%. All because the Dragons decided they just didn't have AT&T 5G. Their GPS is taking them totally the wrong direction. I don't know what carrier you guys are with. Got to get on that AT&T 5G. And they're just going off. They missed the party. Not only is the party over, they're not even going to help, and they're not even going to stay and clean up. They're the worst house guests.
Man. With a single target and air defense down south, and the Royal Champion still standing with 2 scatter shots. Oh, how unfortunate there. The Dragons were supposed to pass straight to the core there and did not do that. This is going to be the lowest percentage of the whole war here. So if anything, AintNobody is looking at this. They're like, okay, hang on. We've got a shot now. Even though they're down by 2 triples, they do have what it takes. They've made it this far so far here in the playoffs. If they want to advance, they need to get these triples here. Go all out.
I mean, this is the opportunity for AintNobody. I mean, Spacestation Gaming with a 69%, nice, but not 100%. Not what they wanted to do to keep this streak going. That's the door open. That's the opportunity. Can AintNobody answer? It's a call and response. Are they going to do it? Let's find out. It's up to Weezy, baby, who has, a name. What are we going at? Every time you do that, Carbon, you give me a heart attack.
I'm just looking at the bases side. I'm always curious of what they try to run here, and I'm looking at Jethro's base, and I'm looking at the single target Infernos, and there's an opening in each one of those corners. The biggest reason is to really, so you can predict the pathing of the queen, right? If you can predict the pathing, then that's how you can set your funnels, because they're expecting, oh, the queen's going to charge in here. You try to mess up super wall breaks so the queen goes this way, and then that's when you can place those seeking air mines. You can place the Tussa farms to ruin it. But in this case, it doesn't matter what you do. If you go in with a Grand Warden walk, you can't really plan against that, because he could just jump over the walls, get the value, set the funnel, and he's just going to try to overwhelm it with his Yeti smash.
I mean, if there's a build that is if there's a strat, if there's an attack that's all about overwhelming your opponent's defenses, it's going to be that Yeti smash. The additional range you get with these Yetimites, you can see them going in right here. They just extend the arms. It's like you just tape 2 katanas to your hands and you're spinning around in a circle. You look ridiculous, but sometimes, very occasionally, I guess it can be effective. As we're pushing into this compartment over on the other side, didn't necessarily go right through the core, but this jump spell is still going to be getting the value. This is actually looking really good for Weezy Baby.
Oh yeah, since that wall was open in that corner compartment, he was able to force the Yetis and boulders straight in. Here comes the siege barracks up top. They're trying to overwhelm this core. There is the next jump to take the town hall down. Did pop that warden ability super early, but hang on. He does have a heal spell for potential hogs that are going to come out of here. Can he overwhelm this top side? But it looks like everything's going down this core. That single target Inferno is doing work.
Oh.
Can these Yetis overwhelm it?
Oh, that's the question. We do have the rest of that siege barracks coming in up top. You're going to have those hogs with the heal screening for the RC, but the troops in the core of this base are just dwindling. They must take down that Inferno. They finally do, but the damage has been done. Scatter shot drops, so this is pretty big, and the RC is still up. You still have Queen and RC ability in play. So maybe, but with this Tesla farm, Carbon, I don't know.
No, it looks like this Tesla farm is going to do work. Pops the RC ability, going to do it. Very nice. Wait a second. The Queen's going to go jump the wall here. She can wait. Got to pop her ability. Oh, he does to protect her, but she's going to unfortunately go for the wall. Oh, she needs to take the jump back to go for the scatter, and she's going to go down here. Oh, no, the Queen. How unfortunate. Wow.
Scatter shots, man, with like an HP. You hate to see it. You hate to see it if you're a fan of Ain't Nobody. I just don't think. I think even if I don't think the Grand Warden's gonna be able to take this down either way. One more attack here. No. Oh, maybe one more scatter shot. Can he? Nope. No.
Get in the range if it's in time. Oh, the minion tanks. And it's gonna be a time fail. Oh my goodness! Another time fail for Ain't Nobody. The second time fail. They could have been. Oh my goodness! How unfortunate! Wow, look at that, and they even have percentage. They would be leading right now if those 2 time fails tripled. How unfortunate!
That minion though, can we appreciate that hero minion at the end there taking the aggro of the scatter shot from those balloons so they could get that final hit? That was sick. That was pretty legit. Okay, it's our mid-match meetup. This war is pretty close, despite the fact that there's a star lead for Spacestation Gaming in terms of percentage. Echo, how heartbreaking have these time fails been? Oh my goodness.
Time fails are always heartbreaking, but I mean, with a 2-star lead, Space Station is looking pretty good. They need to go forward and just maintain what they've been doing, try and keep their percentages up. We call a minion like that, or at least I do. I call it a winion. When a minion does something really epic, like it did right there, we call that a winion. But really exciting match to watch. It's not over yet. Space Station definitely in the lead with stars, but 2 more attacks from each to go. Things can still happen.
It's still anyone's game. Thank you so much, Echo, for a mid-match meetup. And I agree. Also, as we get into this next attack, Winions, also a MOBA term. So I appreciate that. I like the crossover. I dig it. I'm all about it. Thank you so much, Echo. Carvin, let's get into this next attack. What are we looking at? I see a Valkyrie. I see a single Valkyrie. I'm excited.
We do. We got one Valk that... Curious. Agents coming in with a Sui Lalo. This Valkyrie can be used for potential... Skellies that pop, but it looks like it sends the Royal Champion right into this enemy Royal Champion. Maybe he was expecting ground Skelly right there, but granted, she would have been able to get through that. Just curious. Sometimes I take the Valk to, if you expect to see some Skellies, but in this case, this is a lot of value. No ground Skelly up there, so this Royal Champion with no freeze, wow, took out a scatter shot, the enemy RC, that's a lot of value.
That's huge. And again, it only shows 10% on the overall damage counter, but what she got, what that percentage entailed actually was a big deal. As we're seeing that core components, you're probably wondering if you're looking at this like, wait, why is he taking out these things up at the top? Then he's pushing them through over on the other side. It's all about dealing with the things that can mess up these balloons. You talked about it before, taking down the enemy queen, taking down the enemy RC. These are crucial components to these Sui Lalo attacks, Carbon Fin, and this is looking a lot better than the last time we saw.
Yeah, he dropped those freezes, so the queen didn't burn her ability, but he needs to take out this enemy queen, and he does.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh.
So the enemy queen is down, the enemy Royal Champion is down, sends the blimp in for the town hall here, drops the rage, Balloon's going to take it down with a dragon, there's the poison, and now he's going to start the Lalo to fly in from 9 o'clock straight to this core, so you can kind of start to see the top and bottom sections are taken out. So here he goes, he's going to create and push his way straight to the middle, and then overwhelm the backside, but he still has this Grand Warden ability. This is looking really good right now.
Yeah, he's done everything he's needed to off the start. The scatter shot doing decent damage, but this is the difference when you don't drop your Warden just that little bit later. The additional HP they're getting from the Life Aura, actually, this is kind of fun. Oh my goodness, they're doing so much work. And the haste spell, counteracting the play coming out from the sweepers, taking a decent amount of damage from that Eagle. And now we're seeing interesting timing, actually, on that Eternal Tome. It's actually not denied. I would have liked it a little bit sooner to deny that final Eagle artillery barrage, but, it is what it is.
Oh, that Lava Hound in the core pulled all those red air bombs. It was perfect. What an unbelievable attack here from Agent. I mean, if Echo's breaking down an attack, this one is, wow, that Lava Hound is definitely something to keep your eye out. If you see this again, pulled all those air bombs in the core, so those balloons will not get damaged at all. With over 30 seconds left, man, Space Station coming in with some beautiful attacks and a couple Lalo triples, showing you the power of the air. Unbelievable. Really nice job.
I think it makes sense. It's Agent 33 for the third triple, the third 3-star. It makes so much sense. It's just, it feels right. It feels correct. And now Space Station Gaming shooting off into the stars right now with this lead they have garnered for themselves, 11 stars to 6. Oh my goodness. Wow. AintNobody. Yeah. I think, again, are sort of barring a crazy 1-star slip up here from SSG, AintNobody is looking really, not a great spot, despite this 91% average damage dealt. They just haven't been able to find the triples. Let's see what they can continue to do. Let's see how they round out this war. But SSG, I think, has already done the work.
Yeah, and absolutely. SSG is looking super good. And Boone is going to try to put up a defense against a drag bat. And AintNobody need to get 2 triples and hope to get a 1-star defense, which we haven't seen at all today out of any of the teams. So it's very unlikely here, but they're going to give it their best. King's going to go and find a Tausa farm down here. And let's see if you're going to try to set the funnel. The biggest thing I look for, like I've done, is the sweeper positioning. And both of them are pointing over the Seagull. So an Eagle Artillery leaving for the end can be very difficult, but they've got to go all out for the 3 stars. Best of luck.
I remember back when we first started casting Clash of Clans. I was listening to you talk about it and the idea of risk versus reward and how you look at a base. And when you leave this town hall out on the side, it sort of begs like, hey, come take this town hall down. But if you do that, you often use a lot of your resources, and then things like the Eagle Artillery so often stay up on the other side. But if you go through the other side and you try and take down the Eagle Artillery first, if you don't have enough gas left in the tank to take down the town hall, then you lose out a star and you fail. We're not going to see that this time, but this is a lot of base still to go through, despite getting that first star, Carbon Fin.
Yeah, and he sent that blimp in, which was a little bit risky, but he took the town hall down. And he killed off the clan castle, which was really nice, sending the Royal Champion up top to help clear a bit of the defenses. Can he even grab a Wizard Tower? There is another rage into the core. Here comes the Bats, going to try to clear all the way towards that single. Freezes the Eagle and the Scatter. That's some nice value, but he needs this Wizard Tower to stay distracted. Nice. He's got 2 freezes. Can he do it? Hold the red air.
Couple more shots. Got to take down the Eagle. One more.
No,
one more. No.
Oh,
okay.
No.
Oh my goodness, the freeze
on the freeze spell, and the Wizard Tower took out the huge chunk of those Bats. And unfortunately, with that, it's not going to have the momentum push through the base. Oh man, that was looking so good.
I feel like that's been the story of this war for AintNobody. It was looking so good, and then one small thing. A unit doesn't go where you expect it to. A spell is slightly off-timed. Mostly it has to do with some of this pathing. A troop just doesn't quite get, the attack in that it needs. And they've been so close. They have been so close. But SSG, not only in their attacks, but in the base building as well, have shown why they are this team, repping this organization. They've got the competitive experience. And now, unfortunately, not being able to secure the 3 here, but still an amazing 2-star hit. I think this is pretty much all she wrote for AintNobody.
Yeah, that is 3 attacks for AintNobody that I think had a huge chance of 3-starring. If they had a second try on these bases, I guarantee they would have been able to clean those up with those small mistakes, fixing it. But how unfortunate. AintNobody, they could have had the 3 triples, and he had a huge advantage, especially over percentage. But unfortunately, those all fell short, and now it's just, unfortunately, they're down by 3 triples, and just Space Station Gaming is walking away with this one.
Yeah, and I'm seeing it, looking at some of the comments in the chat, the one that really sticks out to me is this is a lot closer than it appears, because it really is. Despite the fact this is 11-8, this, again, like almost every single attack from AintNobody was 1 or 2 things going slightly different from being a 3-star. That we could theoretically be looking at 4 3-stars from AintNobody right now. It was just that close. But let's go to this last attack here from SSG. They put in the work. They've already got 3 triples. Let's see if they can pull out the 4 triples here. It is Boone stepping up to the plate up against this rocket ship base from Decepticon, which is definitely one of my favorite names here in the ESL Mobile Open.
Yeah, and SSG Boone is coming in with the mass E-Drags here. Can the E-Drags get it done? Sends the King up top at 12 o'clock with an Ice Golem down to tank this Archer Tower. And the Raw Champion is going to try to help clear this. The big thing we want to take note is, a double giant bomb, but the super wall break goes through. Is the clan castle is super far from this town hall. So can this queen step up? Look at that beautiful goblin. Now the queen can get, oh my goodness, this is an unbelievable Sui found. Look at that.
Every single time I'm like, this is the best. So hey, hang on. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is the best Sui value we've ever seen. They go and do another one. Every single time I keep thinking we've seen the best, and they keep fighting for it.
Yeah, I mean, now he's going to have the E-Drax that can fly in from pretty much either. Okay, well, he's going to fly from 12 o'clock there right into the Expos. Oh, no, the Stone Slammer is going to go there. Here comes the E-Drax close to 3 o'clock. Get ready for the Grand Warden. And there's some beautiful chain value right into the core here.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go. All these buildings are so stacked up. I'm looking at this thinking, yeah, this looks like a good E-Drag hit. Let's go. Chain lightning all day. I just did the voice of the gods, and Zeus is smiting this base right now. Only his name is Boone, and he is the Boone of Dissectratron, and ain't nobody right now as his base is looking in shambles as the eagle does go down. The sweepers are pushing these dragons out towards the outside, but the damage is still being done. Oh my goodness. With the Grand Warden here as well, able to keep them all up just a little bit longer. Not the most value out of those rage spells, but not too bad.
Yeah. A lot of these E-Drags ran off to the outside, and that's one of the things when you run into a bunch of archers that go to the E-Drags, you try to have, because what happens is those archers will tank those E-Drag chains, because they only chain down to the 5 buildings there. So if archers get in between, it's going to chain between the archers and ruin the pathing that he wanted, which then has all these initial buildings go down, and then the core buildings will pretty much stay up, and the E-Drags tend, and they flew right around the outside there. So how unfortunate there, these E-Drags not going to the core to get that chain value. Very nice try from unbelievable Sui value. Maybe if he came with that Sui and then started with maybe a Lalo to fly around, it's just those E-Drags just unfortunately went on the outside. Dang.
So close. Hey, look, still another really solid attack. And again, the damage has been done at this point. Space Station Gaming with the 3 triples looking good in this attack. You know, one sort of misstep in the middle of the war, but otherwise, Space Station Gaming, another the wins we've seen today, 13 or 14 stars. That's the level we're at now, which is bizarre, which is crazy to think about. The point that we've gotten to, it's like, you got to get 13 or 14 stars to win the war. Duh. Come on, the ESL Mobile Open. Come on, guys. You obviously got to get 14 stars, basically a flawless run. It's weird. It's weird to say it, and it's even weirder to think that it's true.
Oh no, the blimp fail.
What? I looked away for a second. 1 second, Carbon Fin.
That's all it takes. You look away for 1 sec, and you find 2 Seeking Air Mines, and the blimp does not make it into that compartment, which means this single target Inferno will take out this queen if she walks anywhere near that. How unfortunate. Ghost was ready for it. He baited the Seeking Air Mines there. And now Dissectatron just has to change this up to see if he can kind of recover from that. Oh no.
Yeah, this is the question. Yeah, this is gonna be, I don't even know. Carbon Fit, I want to say like, oh, he can maybe pull it back, he can maybe recover, but truthfully, I think this might be the end for AintNobody, who had an amazing run for a squad, at least into this roster. This was the first time we've seen them with this name, here in the Mobile Open, and they looked incredible. Again, going toe-to-toe, even knocking down some of these incredibly, signed top teams. This is a squad that on any day really could go toe-to-toe. Today just wasn't quite their day. Dissectatron and the crew, they have shown so much heart over the course of this Mobile Open. They have made a miracle run through the lower bracket, but Space Station Gaming just will not be denied. They're out here to say, look, it's our time to blast off. It's our time to go. We want to keep fighting. And it looks like they're going to be doing that, because even with the 3-star here, that's going to be it. But again, so many props to AintNobody. They had an amazing tournament run.
Yeah, he had to save on to the World Champion. to try to get the Town Hall because he knew it was going to get activated from the Hogs here. He does have a Rage spell. Baby Dragon's down. There's the Royal Champion coming in at the last second. Oh, drops the Rage. I don't know. Drops the poison on the enemy RC.
Oh, he did that way too early. Way too early. Way too early.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. I don't know if
no,
the Town Hall...
no. Too early. Too early.
Oh, rip. Unfortunately, it's going to be the 1 star. And if he went in with Hybrid, it would have definitely been able to take the Town Hall down. But nonetheless, they're going to be too far out anyways. Even if they 3-star, they wouldn't have had it. And he just went all out for it. And that is one of the kind of risks you take when you go with Queen Charge Hogs. If you don't have the percent you need in the raid, the Hogs will not activate that Town Hall. And it's going to stay up, and you're going to pass right on by, and that's what happened. It leads to some 1-stars. That's why a lot of people take hybrids.
Yeah, and I remember, again, back in Season 1, that's one of the discussions we had. You're like, oh, you bring that 1 miner just to activate the Town Hall. I was like, why don't you just, like, do miners and hop? That's why. They complement each other so well. They're troops that can just circumvent these walls, go in. The Hogs, again, they do a ton of damage. They can be really impactful. They benefit a lot from these heal spells. But if you, for some reason, your troops are just, see that big, important building? We're supposed to take that down, right? Should we just not, I guess? What if we just don't? Yeah, sounds good to me, guys. Okay, and they just keep going. Yeah. Unfortunate. But a 13-9 star victory for Spacestation Gaming in the outer orbit right now. Oh my goodness, 91.4% average damage dealt. They are advancing to the final game in our lower bracket. AintNobody tried their very best. Oh my goodness. Echo, you saw so many great attacks here. So many great attacks to Spacestation Gaming. Echo, who do you think we should take? I know Carbon had a thought, but who do you think we should take a look at for our Xperia highlights?
Yeah, I was definitely going to look at one of the Sui Lalos. It was either Agents or John's. And then Carbon said that I had to take a look at Agents. So we're going to go with his suggestion, looking at the 7th attack of the war, Agent 33, coming in with the Sui Lalo. There was obviously something really nice to see in that one. But, I mean, 2 Lalo triples in 1 war is pretty crazy here in a 5v5. Coming in with the 1 Valkyrie, the 3 Lava Hounds, an Ice Golem, 26 Loons, a Super Wall Breaker. And I hear from watching you guys cast that something amazing happened in the center of this base with that Lava Hound pulling out some mines. Coming in with the early Royal Champion with that Ice Golem tanking nice and early. I love this right now, the Champion's being used early to help clear some things out. Not always what you're going to see, especially when you're looking at this Sui Lalo, but we've been talking so much about the value that people are getting from these Sui attacks, and this is one of the good examples of that. Royal Champion taking down one of the mightiest defenses at Town Hall 13 in that scatter shot. The minions already up there cleaning up things in the top northern part of that base. Looks like a little bit of that clan castle was lured, and now the king is dropped down below. Super Wall Breaker being dropped in as well to open up that compartment. We have a giant, we have a king, and the queen diving in there. Look at that. The enemy queen's in there as well, going to be taken down along with that single target Inferno Tower. Really getting that value. Now, there's no healers on this. It's up to the queen to get as much value as she can before she goes down. Nice job with those freeze spells as well. The queen, she's going to be popping her ability. Can she get the enemy queen? I remember this was just such an exciting point right here, and the queen does take down the enemy queen, and that was just a clutch move. Now the north and southern portions of the base are taken down. The blimp is going to come on in with those balloons and with the dragon, taking it down so quickly under rage. And now it's Lava Hound time coming in from the western side of the base. Support behind with those balloons, and the Lava Hounds do a great job with this tank. Now my eyes right now are looking for these air mines that Carbon was talking about. I definitely heard it when I was sitting watching you guys, and I want to make sure that everyone can see that happen now. Lava Hound's going to make its way forward. Balloons, so many balloons with the Grand Warden. Something else I remember, and there they all go. Looks like 4 of them all taking out the Lava Hound, but protecting those balloons. And if you take a look right here, the Grand Warden's ability still intact with 60% of the base taken down. Make that 59%. A few back-end loons, a couple of minions, 2 freeze, and a haste. And the rest of this thing here was cleanup. A ton of balloons left over. The dragon's still there as well. It was an exciting hit, but there were so many good ones. But like I said, Carbon mentioned he was in love with this one. I had to take a look at it, but wow, some really nice hits out of Space Station.